What makes the things we experience for the first time so special? Our first drink, a high school crush that gave us butterflies, and for a lot of us, our first game. For me and like millions of others, it was MapleStory. But have you ever stopped to wonder what made it feel like it did? Did Nixon put something in its water to make it feel like a whole different world? Or is it an old trick our memory is pulling on us? Today, we're gonna talk about the old MapleStory and the reasons why it felt nothing less than magical. And for that, I have to go back to where it all started for me. Back in 2007, my extended family used to visit my grandparents every 2 weeks. There weren't a lot of things to do there, besides one room with a computer I used to play on a lot. One day, I saw my cousin playing a game I had never seen before. It had a small 2D character in a rocky desert fighting what seemed to be a group of one-eyed evil tree trunks. I asked to play, but he declined, and when I asked for the game's name, he gatekept. I was left with no choice but to resort to deception and ambush the computer when he abandoned his post. Unfortunately though, I got caught and was met with the worst verdict. His mom telling me to go away from the computer. Still, I just couldn't give up on this game. I had one less card. I snitched to my mom. Mom, in return, talked to his mom, and after long negotiations, the higher-ups came to a conclusion. The game's name must be revealed. Excited, I went back home and downloaded what would later become one of the most important games of my childhood. As soon as the Maple login screen pops up, our ears are blessed with one of the most divine melodies ever known to man. I made my character the coolest I could and began playing. I don't specifically remember how things ended up with that character, but I do know I started several ones that way. I didn't speak English, and I didn't know about quests or PQs. I probably just bashed every button on my keyboard to learn how to open the map, adapting like a 7-year-old child would. I had no clear understanding at all of the game or how to play it. No guides, no strategies, and no idea where I was supposed to go. Ironically, I didn't have anything, so I had it all. I just explored. I didn't have a goal in mind other than playing, exploring maps, places and cities, leveling up, attacking monsters and entering stores to drool over their gear, fantasizing over a level 30 helmet I can't afford. I was a broke player, but I was a happy one. I was too poor for taxis and their overpriced services, so I ended up walking to most places. There were also times I saved money exactly for that. This one time I hustled for days to finally afford a flying ticket to Orbis. I got on the ship, and this time I was smart enough to hide in the belly of the ship and franken myself away from the flying barlocks. Because that also cost me a hefty price before. The ship landed and I arrived in Orbis. I had finally stepped on new land. The world map Maple had was in fact real. There was one problem though. Orbis was too strong for my level 20 character, and I was being one-hit by monsters. I couldn't go anywhere, and what's more, I didn't have the money to buy another ticket. I became homeless in the streets of Orbis, and after I couldn't find anyone to put money in my hobo cup, I gave up on the character and created a new one. These were the adventures of 7-year-old me discovering a different world and living in it as if it was mine. There was so much to discover, and every place felt different. From the rocky cliffs of Pirion, the ancient forests of Elenia, or the funky town of Kerning City. Each place was so distinct, with its own soundtracks, visuals, monsters, and even NPCs like Old Man Wizard or that upside-down Aura Farmer Ninja. Looking at it today, everything came along perfectly, and each aspect was precise and well thought out. It made kid me, little Big Tents, enjoy what the game had to offer, and not just to get the screen XP bar to 100. There was a charm in the journey. A little later, I decided I must get my friends on this gold mine I was sitting on, and to my surprise, each one of them had already discovered the game in their own way. Some through friends, and some more older cousins. We decided to play together, and while playing, each one shared the things they knew about the game. Each was a cell in a stupid and bigger 8-year-old hivemind. I've learned about PQs, fame, and bosses that resided in the deepest and most dangerous parts of the game. All of a sudden, MapleStory had shown me another side of it, which I wasn't aware of. People. I was interacting with people, doing PQs with my friends, and when they were not online, other groups. My characters were seeing massive success, and I've been hitting the big 20s with them. My financial situation was also getting brighter, because I was working 2 jobs, an elementary school student in the mornings, and a beggar jumping away at the free markets at noon. Each time I put on my beginner gear and entered the free market, my computer and I would be blown away by the number of players around, each pulling a generational NX fit, making me try every outfit and pet I couldn't buy at the cash shop. Hungry for money, I would look for the richest looking people and ask for a trade. If they accepted, I would hit them with my cold opener, mesos please. I decided to keep my integrity in business and trade fame. On the other hand, my friends were scamming people with the classic, give me money, I give you NX power move. Seeing the variety of players and their overpowered gear gave me some understanding of the game. And with it, simple dreams. A maple glove, a towel, and a Zacum hat were all I wanted. There was also a leaderboard of the highest level people in each job. People like Tiger and Fangblade were idols in my eyes, gods who managed to clear the game and explore it all. I wanted to have a character as strong as theirs someday. One that could equip a level 35 armor and a flag, and still be considered the best. These little things motivated me to keep leveling up, and the more I did, the hungrier I got to see more. Me and my friends managed to level up, visit other islands and do more advanced PQs like the ones in Ludis. Seeing all the people on Channel 1 trying to form groups, running with some for hours just to not see them again, or even adding some for future runs, made it feel like we were all in the same boat, trying to level up and get stronger. And although we couldn't beat hard pro bosses, we were finally able to get a real taste of Maple, get better gear, and explore numerous maps. I didn't need to imagine how mobs move just from looking at them from the map. As the years went by, we kept coming back for a couple of months and quitting again. But every return felt like the start of a different adventure. There were new jobs and more content to play, and I wanted to try it all. Maple was still demanding, and leveling up was difficult because our brains were not fried from consuming gooning content and buying bags. It was rewarding. The game, not buying bags and gooning. During summer break, I spent every night on Skype with my friends killing robots in Ludi just to get 2 or 3 levels in, and those were the easy times. There was this time I slept at a friend's house and was up all night LAN partying the Zacum quest, getting 30 golden teeth from these useless toothless zombie bastards, and then doing an unfair parkour map. It was a bother and it was stupid, but we pulled through. I earned my right to fight the most iconic boss on Maple, and at last, managed to get his hat. And that's what made every achievement feel greater. It wasn't about difficulty like Elden Ring, but about sitting there and killing purple aliens for 2 hours, even if you wanted to go goon because we need to level up and get our money right. You may argue, and rightfully so, that it might just be the Paris effect, that when looking back everything looks beautiful. Maybe we are romanticizing a period in our life that we can't relive, like an old man reminiscing his youthful two-mans. And while it may be true to an extent, we cannot take away the great things that made Maple what it was. The sense of community and togetherness, things like the marketplace, PQs, or all-nighters with your boys on Skype, made Maple almost feel alive in a sense. Add to that the diverse and unique environments in it, all the different themes, bosses, mobs, and to wrap it up, music that makes grown and tough men like me tear up. And you would probably get the recipe for a great game. To summarize, if I could go back to the Temple of Time and teleport myself to the same point in time again, I probably wouldn't, cause I would be too smart for 2nd grade homework and dating a 7-year-old is crazy. But that doesn't mean things weren't exactly how they were supposed to be at the time. When I didn't simp, when things were simple, when I could just go around the beach looking for women sunbathing topless and still be considered cute. Yeah, MapleStory was awesome.